gaming, a word synonymous with the likes of gambling and crack. What used to be a term for the Marios and the Zeldas is causing the epidemic you see on your screen right now. Scary music. Gaming addiction is a real thing, according to who? No, seriously, who said that? Look at this young man. He's being ripped from his gamer heaven for just spending his parents' life savings. What's the big deal? Nobody gets it, man. Like, why can't I spend my money on Rick and Morty inside of Fortnite? That's like the best thing ever, inside the best thing ever. And I'm laughed at. Back in the 80s, Michael Jackson was around and he was beating it. Video games, they're kind of a new thing and nobody knows what these Nintendos or these Segas will do. But I don't know, while you can play as a rotund Italian plumber, you can also kill ducks. Personally, as somebody who has died on several occasions, no. I find this imagery disgusting and offensive. Thankfully, Ronald Reagan agrees with me, and so he said, and I quote, "I'm going to do a sick-ass kickflip on Nintendo," and he blew up their headquarters. Nah, I'm just messing with you. The United States government would never get involved with video games. I mean, they have way more important issues to deal with. In the year 1993, iCarly was born. The show, not the person, you idiot. And in that same year, the Senate, led by Joe Lieberman and Herb Cole, the mother looked at her kid right out of the womb and said, huh, that's an herb, all right. Anyways, these two bozos were basically like, Sega, this game is bad. And Sega said in response, nuh-uh. Their reasoning was simple. They looked at this and they said, oh my God, too real. Herb said, and I quote, "This is for real, just live leak. On God, this ain't it, dog. Not bussin', no cap, hat emoji." Well, with a testimony like that, I'm sold. So after they received some sass from Sega, that's a lot of S's, holy shit, Herb and his buddy Joe Mama decide to say, I'm gonna tell mom and dad, which is US political speak for, I'm gonna regulate you so hard. So quickly, to avoid their butt cheeks getting clapped by the government, the video game industry comes out with a rating system under the ESRB. The ESRB stands for Everybody Slams Root Fear, which is objective fact. The organization basically said to the government, hey, guys, we'll just put a letter on the games, and then angry white moms can't be mad at either of us, okay? And it worked! The ratings are as follows. RP for roleplay, E for even my grandma loves it, E10 plus for eek, I'm a tween, T for Teenage Dream by Katy Perry, M for my mom said no to the sleepover, and AO for AO. Our game has boobs. Wow. But gamers are only scratching the surface of their oppressionment because in the year 1997, Grand Theft Auto releases, which starts a series of games centered around the average day in New York City.
You are dead meat. I want to apologize.
Oh yeah, the 9/11 happened and GTA 3 had to be delayed. By this point, people, mostly old geezers, were claiming that video games like shooter games were radicalizing the youth into playing them in real life in places where you probably should not be doing that at all. I won't say where, but it's the same place that my lunches were ruined by Michelle Obama. God damn it. Of course, the coolest surgeon in the world, US Surgeon General David Satcher, confirmed what we all knew. Mario did not cause 9/11, and video games have nothing to do with violence. But that didn't stop GTA from becoming an issue for concerned mothers everywhere. With the release of GTA San Andreas, there was a part of the game that had to be cut. This particular part, well, in lack of better, simpler terms, it's something that gamers will never do. Sex. It was a minigame that was simply hidden away unless you enabled some code or something. I don't know. Do I look like a nerd? While it was hidden and pretty much inaccessible, the fact that you could still enable it and it was still in the game despite having an M rating made a lot of people a little bit upset. And it caused Hillary Clinton to call for regulations on video games. She was not chilling that day. Of course, nothing ever came to fruition and we've had a pretty smooth ride ever since. But all of the claims about video games being linked to violence are essentially not true. Since then, two issues have arisen to dominate headlines everywhere. Video games cause your kid to spend money on V-bucks. And your child's self-worth is dependent on the completion of Zelda, otherwise known as video game addiction. Ever since the internet allowed you to buy a literal corn dog, look at it.
Look at it! Look at it! Look at it!
People have been spending money on the dumbest things imaginable, and some of these things are in video games. My dumb idiot kid wants to spend time with me? No way, Jose. I'm handing him an iPad, and oh my god, he spent all my money on gems? People continuously criticize companies like Apple and literally everyone else for their poor parental supervision, all because their kids were just being dumb kids. I mean, come on, if you haven't even gotten to pre-algebra and something looks like your mom's credit card could probably afford it, of course you're gonna buy it. But more recently, it's become an issue for even adults with little to no self-control and a lot of money. Like a lot of money. Games introduced loot boxes not too long ago, which is the financial equivalent of buying a lottery ticket. And a couple countries saw that, they said absolutely not and put regulations on it. But honestly, it's just kind of cooled down and hasn't really appeared much anymore because of how much bad press a game can get for literally encouraging gambling. But the other bad thing that people be complaining about is video game addiction, which is now backed by the World Health Organization. I guess they've never experienced a true victory royale. Now, I'm a gamer. I love gaming. So let me check the criteria needed to be considered an addict, you know, like people in rehab or in plastic surgery waiting rooms. Okay, number 1, thinking about gaming all or a lot of the time. The D-pad.
Zelda A, B, X, Y. You still have 900 drugs.
Next up, feeling bad when you can't play. Huh? And lastly, not being able to quit. Alright, time to play my favorite video games, Stardew Valley and Tears of the Kingdom at the same time. Let's do this. Hey, it turned 100. In my opinion, which is backed up by Harvard, Yale, and Stanford, citation needed, video game addiction is a baloney. Yeah, we've all seen the videos of some random Chinese guy getting ripped away from his computer because he's trying to play the most mid-game of all time 24/7. But honestly, I think it's just a couple bad examples of people using it as a coping mechanism for the increasingly depressing world we're living in today. So gamer, don't you worry. Personally, I will make it clear that playing video games all day will pose no threat to your life or property. Oh my god, it's Hillary Clinton!
Time to die, Austin. Bombs away, motherfucker.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and join the Discord.